what you guys saying? It's Speci here. I'm going to be playing some Keltullis at a pretty high rank in Pro Rank. I'm at around 2,470 MMR. And I feel like now I've climbed away from 2,400, Keltullis can do a little bit better. Because the decks I'm playing against are very meta-orientated decks. And there's not really like random ignis to be worried about and things like that. I should be able to predict a lot of the cards in my opponent's deck. I've moved away from playing Penitent. Mainly because I think a really big combo we're going to need is use Caranthea on the Beast when I'm behind a defender. That's going to carry me through a lot of these games. And if you play Penitent and you pull the Beast out, you just lose that combination. The rest of the deck, very similar to the ones I've been playing. I've got a Cave Troll to sit behind, which is always nice. I've got Egon and Ozreal combo, as well as Goliath and Caldwell for big point slam cards. I've got the Aneromancy to tutor any card I want, as well as Matter, which is going to put Keltullis in my hand, allowing me to Caranthea it. Down here, a little bit different than what you've seen before, potentially. I've got still a couple of Bargheists, a couple of Draga Warriors, which I just think it auto-includes. No real need to use a Strays of Spala this season, because there's not much movement at all. And I've gone for the double Lava. This is to hopefully just power us through round 1. And then down here, a few tech cards that might interest you. I've gone for double Bruxa over the Foglets. I find the Foglets, when you're not using Penitent, to be a little bit too slow. You normally need to play a Foglet and then something like a Bargheist, which isn't particularly quick. A lot of the time in round 1, you just want to slam big cards. So I've moved away from the Foglets with no Penitent. And I've actually got the Fortune Teller, one of my favourite card arts. What you can do with this card is you can give a Veil to your card while proccing Thrive, which is pretty nice. But also you can doom your opponent's units, so you might want to, for instance, doom their Morkvarg or something like that in round 1. It's very, very useful in this deck. And also I'm using the Squirrel. I'm actually considering putting in 2 Squirrels instead of a Fortune Teller just for the Skellige matchup. Squirrel's just been super good on ladder at the moment, and I think it works beautifully in a Keltullis deck to banish that Morkvarg as well. You can also do something similar with Ozreal, and just having this Squirrel down is going to be really, really nice against those Skellige decks where we just want to get rid of that Morkvarg because it wrecks us so badly. And I've also got a Thor as well, so the Thor and Fortune Teller are going to be really useful for the matchups against Nilfgaard Ball, where we can give, if our unit gets poisoned, we give it Veil. Obviously, Dragon card back is much needed for this one. Bang! Good to go. Let's see what we can do. But yeah, the Dragon card back a necessity. But the Veil, really, really good against Nilfgaard. The Squirrel, really good against Skellige. We're pretty good against Northern Realms because they go quite wide. So, Assimilate. We'll see how we do. I actually have a feeling this deck could do us really well. Now we're higher up. I think it's just very difficult to climb out of 2,400 MMR on Pro Rank with this kind of a deck. But I think around this rating, we should have a pretty good chance. Caranthea, no target for it early on. Thor's pretty useless. Not going to be playing Poison. These consumes are useless, so if we find a Fortune Teller, it's not doing much. This opening hand's god awful, gonna be honest. We could Caranthea the Phantom, but we probably just have to accept losing round 1. He fancies his chances in a long round 3. Honestly, Assimilate's kind of a weird one because they play so many spies. We want to make sure we save all of our consumes. We also don't want to play Lava because he just copies it. So I think I'm actually just going to go for Caranthea onto Phantom. I think it's kind of reasonable. I just don't want to play any low provision cards. I could also just go Egon, Caldwell, Phantom. Yeah, I think this might be 3 damage. I don't think they really do 3 damage particularly easy, actually. Let's give it a go. It's a nice backup Caranthea option with the Phantom. Obviously, the Beast and Keltullis going to be your main ones, but see how we do with it. Don't hate it. And we can just slam Egon and then Phantom. Essentially, if you play any cards, they use Duchess Informia on your bronze cards. And actually, them coppering Lavas in round 2 is fine because they play a spy on your side, which is bad, but then they play 2 units. Doesn't Veil play into Vincent? It does, Smelly, but the idea with Veil in this kind of I mean, against Double Cross, they won't have Veil. He's actually going for he's trying to find the Phantom of his own. He probably sees quite a lot of interesting things here, such as Kelly. You might find the Egon, Fortune Teller, Squirrel. He actually finds the Egon, which is pretty disastrous. I rolls that like an absolute god. It's a real shame. But basically, the idea is they'll Vincent your defender, and then when they poison something like your Keltullis, you give it a Veil, which can work really, really nicely. A bit of a disaster. Obviously, he's found the bribery on the Egon, but equally, we're just going to try and not play bronze units. So he actually takes the yen already. Of course, Caldwell pretty risky, but I do have the consume for him as well. Very risky Caldwell play. Let's go for it though. So Caldwell goes over there. There's a 50% chance he comes straight back, unless he buffs this up or does damage to my Egon. But we're risking it. I can, of course, if he passes, just eat as well, and he'll be guaranteed to come back. Stefan Skellen. Wow. So come on, Caldwell, come to daddy. Yeah. Of course, he can copy this now as well. But so far, Yennefer out of him round 1 is huge, because that is just a card that wrecks this deck pretty hard. Obviously, the bribery on Egon massively slowing us down. We were doing really well without that. He rolls bribery again, probably for a second Egon, let's be honest. He could also take an Aussie on Count Caldwell. Finds a lava. So we are going to lose this round. I think it's within our interests to just play some bronze cards. Maybe I'll just play this still. I'd imagine he copies this now. We're just trying to stay in the round and get some good cards out of him. This is a really good card to get out. The Stefan, not something you see every day. But this really did help him a lot. We would have been able to apply a lot of pressure without this card. He cuts the grass on maybe Granthia? On Egon. Wow. Okay, fair enough. I didn't really realise you could do that. Obviously, in the range of my Phantom though. Fair enough, because he's... Yeah, okay. That's a pretty nice play. I think we have to take our pass here. Then again, Aussie still have an awful lot of points. I could Brookser. Phantom. So Phantom's worth... I've basically got 13 points on the board here. 14 points. Which would put me at 54. I've got plenty of points here. Plenty of points. Yeah, because he made it spying, so he cut the grass on it. Pretty good. Obviously, he should have done it a turn sooner because it's in the range of my Phantom. He actually takes the pass and we can take it here by doing this. Now, last save with Keltullis deck is really good because it means your opponent has to make the first move and you can just reply to it constantly. So far, so good. These cards both pretty bad. This is a great card here. Great card. Obviously, we're just looking for the Kelly, the Matter. Goodness me. Bear in mind, we run a Neuromancy and Matter. So if we manage to miss all our golds, Kelly being the main one we need, of course. Beast as well is going to play for an insane amount of points in this one. We are going to go for a long round 3. I can't even remember what this is. Is this a phantom? I believe it is.
A superb
Let's follow Stev.
specimen, truly.
Horses. I wonder if this is like a Radia deck or something. It's a weird one. It's a weird old deck. But this is what I mean about Keltullis. I feel like when you climb the ladder a bit more, she becomes much more difficult for people to deal with. Whereas when you're lower down, there's all sorts of things going on. Cool. Okay. I've got enough consumes. This can go. The beast is huge. I've got everything I need. Beautiful. The cave troll's super important here as well, because if he can't get through cave troll, then he cannot copy my Bargeists, which give him a lot of value playing around Keltullis. He needs a phantom. I could reply with beast. It's worth noting my leader's pretty much dead here. I've fought through really well. But cave troll gets purified anyway. I think we just actually go like this. So my lead is actually just going to be to replay cave troll. Could also be on Strigger though. Double Strigger. Could have gone for that there, double Strigger. Bang, bang! This gets locked, so I could again leader this. It is looking like a Radia list. Yo, Stev with the Twitch Prime, let's go. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. We need to be careful of leader as well. So far, yeah, not really much we can do. So a couple of leader options, obviously on the beast to unlock it, essentially to purify.
A superb specimen, truly.
I think that's going to be the play. Doesn't look like he can get through cave troll. Yeah, I'm just going to lead her. Yeah. Hi, Persian. He actually leaders as well. What does he find? A Nero. Fine. Obviously, it could be really good for him, but it's pretty bad, actually. We know he's played Cut the Grass as well. He's got Cut the Grass as one card in hand. Definitely want to just get the beast up and running again. While the leader is pretty lackluster, we're also going to eat this to play around Cut the Grass. Maybe Karen was the play there. Karen's normally the play because you get more consumes. We can also... What we're going to do with Venero is play Matter right at the end here, because that's just going to extend the round to get more value off Beast, more value off Keltullis. And we still draw the Strigger. So Matter's a really, really nice card to use round 3 for that reason. I think we've got this one. We'll see though. Just need to keep eating his spies. Wraithens has to play for an Emissary or Mage Infiltrator. Neither very good, so you'd imagine it's the Emissary. Okay, here comes Kelly. Which he might know because he might have seen that in Bribery and he also might have seen it in his leader ability. Good chance he might try rolling his leader again as well. Let's not forget. Oh, he's actually got dominance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Kelly's going to kill one of my spies here. I think it's fine. Doesn't actually matter. So like compared to last season, or this Hog, this deck has not. I'm not using Penitent. I've got a few like 4 provision cards like Squirrel, Thor, Fortune Teller. It's very, very similar. I've just found Penitent to be a bit sketch. I'm using Phantom. And yeah, Kelly killing spies is good because it's kind of like a consume where I just lose a couple of points. It's like instead of using a Karen, it's an Indrega warrior. And also, he's got seditious aristocrats. Wow, it really is good, huh, Smelly?
That's a nice ring. Has it not?
So Kelly finally getting some value here. She's off ticking. She's away. Here she goes. Taking a minute, but she's here to buy. This is, of course, like why this deck struggles. Maybe when you're not as, or it's more difficult to climb with. I think the white could do really well here. This is admittedly not a deck I've seen before, but you're not expecting a random Igni from my opponent here. The beast still going. So even though my lead is kind of lackluster because I didn't use it on Caranthea, still did a job. Just worked as a... Basically it's a Purify 0-point leader. But still worked. You can also use it on Cave Troll. You can also use it on Ozeril to do some interesting things. But that is the problem with this deck. At times your leader is tied to Caranthea quite a lot. Okay, so we need to matter now. Just extends the length of the round. Gets me some extra value off of my Keltullis. And off my beast. We may as well eat her, I guess. Just walk straight into an Igni and lose the game. GG. Which specimen is a usurper evolved? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It is known. It is known. So a -1 point duchy. Well, okay. What's this? I have dominance as well, so. Yep. Kelly and the Beast still going, and you can see the value matter gets you there as well. Extra proc off Kelly, extra proc off Beast, absolutely worth it. So, game 1 is a victory. Don't even need to play out last card. He doesn't even want to see it. So, pretty good. Oh yeah, I did waste a point as well by not hitting Theon. Okay. Try again. Oh, pretty good. Go again. Text Persian. Okay. Syndicate. I've not been playing much Syndicate, to be fair. Squirrel needed or not needed? I don't think it's needed. I don't think you run a Nero. Was pretty good. I don't need this many consumes, so we kick the warrior. Yeah. That sounds good. So there's also some argument in Carantheaing turn 1, or yeah, round 1, and even using leader round 1 sometimes. It's very weird, but sometimes it just powers you through, gives you a long run with Kelly. I don't think this is one of those things. Excuse me. I don't think this is one of those situations. We'll see though, see what he does. Syndicate, like, this kind of deck still does well, but it's not that popular just because, like, the other, like, most people are playing Northern Realms. Nilfgaard, Skellige, monsters. Not as many people playing Squirtle as I'd expect because I think it's really good. You'll see a wee bit of it. Oh, we don't have a Bomb Heaver in this deck. That's really something we need to include, actually. So we need to ditch something to fit Bomb Heaver in. Maybe we have to lose a Bargeist for Bomb Heaver. We definitely need to do that. Bit of an oversight on my part. We could actually go Caranthea
A superb
Beast
specimen.
here.
Truly.
No, because he's got Tiger's Eye, you can just fill up with me. We can't do that. This is also where I do like using a Necker. Like if I had Neckers here, I would drop a Necker first, and it just gives me a lot of extra points on playing a card like a Bruxa to lead in with. There's also a bit of an argument that I could Goliath and eat Goliath, as I often like to do. This is again where Fortune Teller would be good. You just dump Fortune Teller on their little boat here. He's not even gonna. He's gonna do this fair. Super awkward hand. Far from ideal. Thing is, we play Egern and he poisons it. We just give it Thor. We actually go for Egern first. He poisons. Bang, Thor. The Thor value coming in hot. We can also squirrel this. Squirrel's really nice in this deck. I really like this card too. So he didn't spend first, which is stupid. Makes no sense at all. The opponent's had a stinker. That's worth an emote as well.
Good show. Masterfully executed.
Woo! So, in case you're wondering what this means, is he cannot poison this again. He would have to purify then poison. He calls him Morelsi. Fine. Spends a lot of coins doing it. I could slam Goliath as well now. Goliath not quite enough to get us ahead. Do this. Take it with a Bargeist instead. He's got no coins left, so I'm not scared of Philippa. So far, so good. That's also... if you think the Fortune Teller, that would have played for 4 more points, because I wouldn't have gone tall. I would have spread 4 points over here. I really like this guy. He can proc Thrive as well, which is worth considering. So if we get the pass, the question is it Goliath or is it... I think it's always Bargeist. Again, important to remember, often your leader is tied behind Caranthea, which is also why Renew is a card I used to use a lot in these decks. So we need to try and find some value elsewhere for that, for our leader. We want to find the squirrel here to get rid of his ship. Huge. Honestly, banishing ship's so good. We can play Matter here, which gives us a Nero, and we can play Squirrel. It's another reason I don't like playing... Yeah, kick this as well. So this is another reason Renew's kind of bad. Because if I had Renew in my deck, it would hit an Nero or Renew. Whereas this hits... Wow, Squirrel value, guys.
Do not make me beg.
Squirrel's really a bit of a game changer in this deck. Because what happens with this card is they stay at 9 coins and it just counters your Kelly value. We get to a Neromancy into Squirrel. A Nero comes back. So Matter gives us a Nero, which we play Squirrel with. Banishes this. And we get a Nero back. It's pretty sick. Like if you compare this to Roll Decree, pretty nuts. Yo, Artan, thanks man, I appreciate it, bro. My guy. This is actually going to be a YouTube video right here. I think we're in the middle of a YouTube video. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, new and nostalgic. Playing Kelly, basically my MMR of monsters was doing pretty well. And I still back this deck a lot, so just thought I'd give it a spin at a higher MMR. I think it can be quite a long grind with this deck at lower ranks. But I definitely need to put a Bomb Heaver in. We must put Bomb Heaver in.
Sleep, my champion. Rest now.
This is worth an emote as well.
You leave me but one option. To crush you.
The squirrel! Boo! Ha! We've got a squirrel emote on the Twitch as well. Yeah, my worst enemy from the video the other day. My worst enemy, indeed. Damn, seductress, man. We take our pass here. We could try and bleed
The docks, which way to the docks?
the passy out.
Not all dragons crave
Yo, Hike with the Twitch Prime.
but I do.
Thank you so much, man. Hulk. Horn. 666. Thanks, Horn. Much love, my man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Enjoy that squirrel emote, mate. Get spamming that squirrel emote. The squirrel BM deserved it. Thanks, man. The squirrel is a lovely little addition to the deck, not gonna lie. We do need to get Bomb Heaver in there. I think we just have to ditch a Bargeist. I really like all these other cards. I like having Count Caldwell as well. Huge card on the defender here. The only card I don't really like is the Noomwraith because it's a bad consume target. More consumes. So, on the Anero, I've got a couple of options. I could go for Caldwell, Striga, Phantom, Fortune Teller as a Veil. So, Defender, if it gets poisoned, pretty nice to... It's just what am I using leader on, that's the issue. It's definitely a big issue I have with this deck. Maybe using Cranthea was incorrect. This is where we just need to have Bomb Heaver. Just imagine this is Bomb Heaver, adios. I mean, the other thing about Bomb Heaver is this spawns units, which kind of works in some form of synergy with what we're trying to do with our deck. We could play Count Caldwell. Count Caldwell goes to his side, then I can just put Kelly down. But I think I need Defender, to be honest. So let's just put Defender down. You can also use Death Shadow to just replay this, for example. But yeah. Your very much leader is tied to Cranthea, so maybe my Cranthea play was incorrect on the Beast. But Kelly's going to get a lot of value here. Going to clean up a Peaches or Seductress first. I'd rather a Seductress. Oh no, it's always the Peaches. There. In she comes. We want to get the Beast up and running too. And then the rest is just strictly engine based. Karen on the deck's nice as well. Okay, so he poisons my Cave Troll. I think I just leader it. I have no good leader targets. But I could also just call in Fortune Teller. Because I'm not killing... Maybe what I'm supposed to do here is this. Add a discard to hopefully kill this. Nice. That's where a special card comes in much better than a consume. But yeah, let's just put the... I think it's just worth including the Bomb Heaver, even though he's kind of working in your favour. Certainly the Bull does not work in our favour. We want to be able to get rid of Bull. Leah reckons Calcine. He would have probably Calcined already and poisoned Kelly. You get me? Opponent's a little bit nervous. I think I just take my fortune teller. You're the one that I want, yeah, you know. The one, yeah, I want, yeah, fortune teller. The veil value.
Just look.
You can see the beauty of it. That's worth an emote as well.
Ungrateful.
Oh!
Truly.
Now we just eat this. Still haven't got the beast up and running. Might be worth just dumping the beast before we worry it. Oh, movement. Oh, jeez. The one guy playing movement in Syndicate. You've got to respect it. Not going to lie. I'm pretty scared of Philippa. I don't want to play this anymore. Put the beast down here. So, we might lose this because of this card. Fair play. He was trying to get through Defender and then use this on Keltullis. She might actually stick by the looks of it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I consume, works in our favour. I think it's always Karen you play first. Ellie's still getting her value, still doing her thing. Morale, can't answer him. Actually, there's a 50-50.
Death can come where blood there's none.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just eat this. Oh, that's a definite game win if we find it. I think we still should do it though. We just needed that extra veil, man. I want extra veil. All these coins though, it really could come down to that 50-50 I think, unfortunately. My hand is not good. Beast is still going. This movement card really did win in the game as well.
One man's battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
Beast is still going, but obviously he's got all these coins. My hand's just pretty bad. Super late in Mike.
Sit back, close your eyes. I'll wash it all away.
Well, let's find out. I think we probably lose. Might be close though. I've got 7 more points. I'm at 67. Yeah. Obviously, if my Kelly hits morale, it's a win. If he didn't have movement, it was a win. Just see what he has, just for the fun. Vaccine in deck. It's a good effort though. That's also what Renew gives you. If you do run Renew, it's just very expensive. We can play another. Let's hop into the deck builder. I think we put Bomb Heaver in. I don't think Bomb Heaver would have won us that game though. But you just kind of won it. We could also just drop a lava. I think you want 2 Bargheists, to be honest. Maybe what we do is we drop a Lava, we go Bomb Heaver, and then we drop a Bruxa for Drowner. A Necker, sorry. Let's do that. What about saving leader for a double Veil Purify? What did I use leader on? You can't use leader on Fortune Teller. It's not a monsters card. I think not having double beast cost me quite a bit. There's a few things there. If I have double beast that last round, I cruise as well. Okay, lockdown.
Don't mind me. Nothing
Certainly glad I've got a bomb heaver in my deck. I take that for free. Squirrel's pretty useless here. Just need to power through round 1. Don't lose on even. Card's pretty good. This card's good. This card's good. This card's good. This card's bad round 1. That's bad round 1. Bad round 1. Let's shut my window. I swear they cut that hedge every week, man. Unreal. Unreal. Could you guys hear it? Hope it wasn't going on for long. I mean, if you compare this card to Lava against Nilfgaard, the same card, and just gets wrecked anyway. If they've got the answer. And if they don't, it's a bit worse, sure, but... See? Same card. Oh! What? That wasn't in the script.
I hate nothing more than a creaky door.
Was it? This was not in the script. Oh yeah, I could play... I was supposed to play my Neckers here. That's a good point. Very good point. Probably should have played this in between them. Oh, never mind. Mage in hand. Yeah, I mean, I should have played this in between them. Still continuing to not play around it. Feels good. This is the downside of them compared to other things. Compared to the others. Oh, show. We just do this. Bang! Do this. Bang! And this is hopefully where it takes him 2 cards. Catch up. He can't do this in 1. That also means it's very difficult for him to bleed it. Well, it's not that difficult. You'd rather it takes him 3 cards, but he committed his briefings pretty early. Amnesty as well. Well, sure. Very expensive round for a lockdown deck, it has to be said. I could also slam Caldwell here. But I think because he's got all this Thrive, I'd rather keep Caldwell. Yeah, there's actually an argument Caldwell was quite a good play there. Neckers still did a good job. They really did. They slowed him down quite a lot. We want him to do it in... No, it does it in 1 because of the Thrive. Okay, so he might be able to bleed me, but I'd be surprised if he tries to bleed. Luckily we've got the Heaver now, which is going to be a big help. You could, of course, just ditch a Bargeist and play double Lava, but I think Bargeists are too good to kick. Sounds pretty great. I think Caldwell's pretty awkward in this matchup. Wanted didn't say it, but yeah. Catch! Thank goodness we put this card in. And we should have enough Veils to deal with the rest of his poisons. Caldwell, the reason you don't want to play Caldwell is if Caldwell goes over here, they can lock Caldwell and he stays there. Definitely don't want that. Really would like to have killed this. Quite scared of Amnesty still. I'll take my Matter here before he passes.
For young is the night.
In case he passes. Matter's still good in round 3 though, because she does make the round longer, so maybe I wasn't supposed to Matter here. I just didn't really have any good plays, to be honest. Yo, Dezu. What's his leader skin? I don't know, it's pretty nice, isn't it? Very nice. Also, Neuromancy's going to come back, so we could play an era for something.
Wars are won with discipline, my lords.
War Council for a Spearman, that's a pretty bad play.
No message.
I think we call Goliath in here. Phantom was tempting too. Maybe Phantom was actually the play here. Cool. Anything we want to make doomed? No. Okay, so Cave Troll can be Vincented. But then he poisons Keltullis and I just make her immune. I probably want to keep both of these. And I want to make sure I've got enough consumes to deal with him. Strigger's still a decent card, but I could honestly mulligan it. I don't have much in the way of consumes in this hand. Maybe I ditch Strigger. But let's just kick the consume and we'll find a better one. Okay, Coranthia, that's what we were looking for. And then I've got this. Firegeist, even better. Let me keep this hand. We can work with it. I want to play Cave Troll before I Coranthia, because he could amnesty me again. He could also invo this as well. There's the Vincent. And we just don't want him to invo this. I'm just very, very worried if I play Granthia onto Strigger that... Sorry, onto Beast that I get... I think what we do here is do this. This might bait the invo. Yeah, normally if we had leader we'd just go Granthia Kelly, Death Shadow, but because we don't, I think this should bait the invo. I don't see him letting this stay around. Doubt he's got Assassination in the lockdown deck. All Division, which gets triggered. This has gone really well actually. These two cards coming in really clutch here. These are like the new additions, if you like, over Penitent. Penitent Renew, you use these cards that have more mid-range cards. They both come in really, really clutch. Beowulf reckons 1 amnesty, says JX. So maybe I'm just supposed to Cranthia Beast here. I don't think I Cranthia Kelly here. Cranthia and Kelly doesn't do much for me and super weak, whereas this is at 3 strength. So maybe we'll go for it. Kelly sometimes is just your backup option. Ramon.
History shall remember the art of being.
Okay. Place the next crossbowman. Hits the beast. Thing hits the beast and it dies. Nice. Okay, there's a lock. I don't unfortunately have a purify card. Maybe it's something we should consider. A little MV Pellerin. Okay, poison comes in. Nice little fortune teller.
Thinking can be hazardous to your health.
Oh, it didn't work.
Let me give you something to remember.
Woo! Fortune teller veil. Let's go, man. The bomb heaver, the fortune teller, all doing bits. This also would have been much worse because we lose. It plays for 4 points buffs, but that just takes away the beast buffs. Whereas this, so much better. Obviously, I've still got Kelly in hand as well. Defender baited out Vincent. A bit of a late Kelly. Yeah, it doesn't matter though. Look at the score. Kelly's just like your icing on the cake a lot of the time with this. Like it's all about the beast. The Phantom actually trigger win us this game. Kelly's the icing on the cake. That's what the beautiful thing about the beast does for you. Just gives you that better option. He's gonna purify. I guess he poisons this.
A superb true.
Oh god, that's funny. That is funny. Oh, I tried. I tried playing Kelly as well. That's not going to work, Spess. It's not going to work. It could run Peter. Yeah. You do need to be careful. But, I mean, I've got 3 super tool units plus Aussie. Finally, Kelly comes in. Better late than never. She's still going to do a job. I'm still expecting Invo as well. 12-point card so far. There it is. Let's go, man. Beating Nilfgaard's no joke with this deck. It's like your worst matchup, in theory. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more Kelly at high ranks, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.